Hi, everybody. How are we doing? We're live, or more importantly, we're alive. Not all of us feel that way, but we are still breathing today.
Yay!
Yay! So raise your hand if you don't feel like shit today.
Oh,
come on.
Send that.
All right, Messy. You complained about being hungover earlier, so put your fucking hand down.
He did.
Yeah,
Earlier,
I got some coffee. I ate some chicken nuggets. I'm better.
All right,
That's all I need.
Oh man,
I'm still young
again. I mean, jokes aside, if I'm hungover, all I really need is a cheeseburger and coffee. I'm usually good. So.
Cheeseburger with egg on it will fix any illness. Actually,
you know, sometimes it causes illnesses too. I didn't cook the egg enough.
You don't know that.
So, no, I hear you though. If you're hungover, something super greasy and delicious, oh, it hits the spot so good. Do you try to get ahead of it? Do you try to eat greasy food before you go to sleep?
no, I like the feeling of waking up and eating a giant fucking pound of meat.
Yeah, I won't lie.
Hey, happy partner anniversary, by the way.
Happy what? Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, that's right. We started like the end of October. So is this like, oh, you said partner anniversary because we hit partnership when we were a 1 month channel. That's right.
Congrats.
Yeah. So that was a year ago. Is that today?
I don't know.
7 years ago. Sorry. Is that today?
No.
I guess Twitch just gave me a little button to click for it. So
Oh,
I did not have it on my calendar. I wasn't writing it down.
Oh, I didn't know if there was like an email that went out or something. I fucking know.
Yeah, no, I didn't. There's no memo that I saw.
Yeah. I don't keep
I
track.
don't, do you have a receptionist or like someone that would handle that?
God, no. I do everything all by myself. That's why YouTube's so bad.
All right. Well, I'll send you an email about that later then.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Awesome. Appreciate the update. All right. Speaking of update, let's backdate for a second. Hi, everybody. We haven't played in 2 weeks. Last week, Wade and I were dying, and we had to skip Wednesday so we could try to survive Thursday. If you watch the Thursday session over on the other channel, you'll see that I barely survived that one. That was rough. Please bear with us, as a few of us are still going to hack our brains out occasionally.
I think I'm going downhill again, so tomorrow might be another one of those.
Yeah.
Wait,
cool.
Scott, there's a bear with you?
There's a bear with me?
Yeah,
there's a bee?
Look behind him.
Didn't you just say there was
a
a bear? Didn't you just say there was a bear with us?
Yeah, bear with us. Yes. I didn't say there is, but I did say please bear with us. So I think
Like
I was
Among
asking
Us?
a bear to join us.
Oh, okay. So not one of us is like a bear poster or anything like that.
No,
so we're okay.
no.
Right.
It's funny actually.
Unless it's you.
We were talking about the song Daddy, I saw Daddy kissing Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh my god, Santa's a bear. That makes so much more sense.
What a great recap. Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. Cool.
Rena's a bear.
All right, so let's get back to it. I think we were crawling out of the vent.
No. What happened last time was you guys were walking out of actually you were struggling to open a door, and then you opened the other one, and Messi did this like badass thing where he was literally 1 health point away from killing, I want to say 10 people, like 8 or 10 people. You're 1 health point off from just killing that many people all at once. It was a really good roll. Fucked everybody up. It was pretty awesome. Then
But it could have been 1 higher.
What was that?
Could have been 1 higher.
Yeah, because I think you did 24 damage and they had 25 health. Is what it came down to.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Anyways, you guys fought your way through that hallway. And then you heard somebody scream. You're like, and instead of trying to help them, most of you guys are like, they got this. And Wade's character's like, I'm getting too old for this shit. And by that he meant chivalry. He opened up the door and he saw somebody like being thrown into a plant, and he was like, there ain't no factory food here. And so he went and he killed the plant and the plant people and saved the girl.
All of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you saved the damsel. She was in distress.
Was she?
Yeah, she was very much in distress. She'd been like knocked out and like thrown into a plant.
No.
You were there. You helped.
Then I asked for a phone number and got a fake. Really sucks.
Bro, you know my perception's ass.
Yeah. Well, Wade, you have to increase your insight check so you can see through that. Yeah.
I will say I had a really good I had a really good I just remember having a really good movement and outplaying Scott for.
Mm.
So I had a really good movement down the hall, and then like, I think 2 people were levitated, and I slammed them down to the ground.
Yeah, Wade was throwing grenades. He used a token or whatever it is to throw grenades and pretty badass. So you say everybody. I think everybody got a pretty badass moment. I don't remember if Rena's new character did.
Wasn't Messi just literally looting the entire time?
No. But before that though, he got like a kick the grenade
before
across the
that,
way
but-
and explode it, right? But
Yeah, but that was like 30 seconds into a match. Like that didn't even matter. Like
Yeah, it
Wait,
peaked
didn't-
early.
Didn't
Yeah.
Rena's character get to turn the temperature down on a plant?
well, no,
That's pretty
she did a
badass.
whole bunch of science shit. Like she was able to like kind of like digest
Yeah.
everything.
Bill Nye
Scientists
the
would be like,
Science Guy.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Hey Rena, do you think your character could step up her game and turn the temperature down on our planet? Huh?
Let's
see how cool she is.
Warming's not real.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
oh."
she can make it not real.
And her new character's name is Zenestia Nova.
Yeah. She's the
No,
8-up phasic.
I have to. I'm updating the overlay as we speak.
Yeah, she's looking down and clearly using her tablet, so it's very
Yeah.
obvious that that's what she's doing. Like,
I noticed it and I was like, "Fuck!" And then I just opened it. I was like, "Guess I'll fix it right now."
Wait, you're adjusting it right now? Can you adjust Messi's character's name to be called Hung Space Over?
Can you make it Wing Wong?
You guys are so nice. Thanks.
can you make
Fuck
mine,
yourself.
Daddy?
Can
You
you
made
can you
yourself feel bad. I've had
can-
17 days of real misery.
can you rename his character to Little Beach?
Can we just get the
Oh.
Doggers emote on everybody's
Yeah, just
screen?
animated but under Messi's name.
Yeah.
Can we just punch Messi in the throat?
Can we
Can you
put some
punch him in the dick
styrofoam
right now?
beneath the Doggers emote?
Yeah.
Can you just reach over and punch him in the dick?
Yeah,
Guys,
can you do that,
just
Rena?
slid-
Can you punch him in the dick?
Can we just
She just
light him
slid
on
me a piece of
fire and
paper,
roll him down a
actually.
hill?
After you punch him in the dick,
She
come
s-
on. Let's
She
prioritize.
slid me a piece of paper that says resignation notice on it. So
Oh, you're
Scott, I'm gonna
resigning,
send that to
Messi?
you.
Oh
'Cause you don't have a
Messi's
receptionist.
resigning.
Well, I mean, it would make sense that Rena would hand you a pink slip. Just like that actually, that checks out.
Well, I'm
that
colorblind,
code?
so it looks green to me.
That's not
That's
how,
code.
what?
That's code for sex.
Oh. Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh.
It's what the kids are.
I was like, why would she give away
saying.
her car?
Were we at a recap or what's going on?
Apparently, when someone gives you a pink slip, it means you want a bone. All right. I can't wait to get fired at work. You're like, all right.
I don't think you
Thanks,
get a pink slip at work. I think
Christopher.
isn't a pink slip your car ownership? Listen, I played Need for Speed Most Wanted. And I collected pink slips, and there was no sex or firing.
When I played FNAF, you got a pink slip at the end and you get fired.
That's not real.
Don't
That's
remind
what
me
Need
how
for
bad that
Speed
movie
is.
was. Don't remind me how bad the movie was. Okay.
What's FNAF?
Scott, you're old as shit.
What's FNAF?
God, that might have been the oldest thing you've ever said in your life.
I genuinely don't know what FNAF is.
You're Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, that movie does not look that good.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's a video game that like
only a
everybody
movie.
plays, but
it was
Huh?
it was fine. It was a fine. Based on a video game series that's very popular.
I give it
no,
like
I know that you
6.
guys have played that video game, or at least specifically Pat. I've seen play that video game a bunch, but or Doxy.
You
used
just
to
don't know
play
what
it
it
like
is and
crazy.
thought it was a movie first. I got you.
No, I knew what it was. You guys have been playing it for years. I say you
What's
guys, like
FNAF?
not all of you. I
You
don't know if all
literally
of you
3
have played it.
seconds ago.
FNAF.
Scott,
Well, I didn't know what the
do
fuck
you-
FNAF was, but Five Nights at Freddy, I do know. Yes.
Scott, have you ever
Freddy's.
watched a Markiplier video, like ever?
Literally no. Oh no, that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. I watched the space one. I went through a couple runs of the space one. I did the dating one. Watched through that a little bit, and then when Heist, I think it was called Heist, when that came out, I went through that one.
I
So
have to
but
say,
I won't
just-
lie. Mostly, I watched them because Wade and Tyler are in them, and I wanted to see their parts. So
I have to say just one thing before I get totally detracted. Nothing has been funnier than going on TikTok and seeing the amount of people going to see the Five Nights at Freddy's like movie, and they're just bringing cutouts of Mark to the theater with them. I think it's pretty.
Wait,
it's pretty
really?
fun.
like
They're
they're
bringing
bringing
like cardboard cutouts and like bringing like screenshots of Mark and putting it in front of like the theater screening and stuff. They're like, ah, yes, now I can watch the Five Nights at
Yeah, I
Freddy's
saw someone
movie.
with glasses that had a little Markiplier in the corner, so it looked like
Really?
he was reacting to the movie as you watched it. It looked really funny.
That's
Our
actually
whole theater
legitimately
shouted
good.
out for all the cameos, and at the end during the credits, they're like, "Can't believe Markiplier's not in this." And I was just sitting there like, "Yeah, where's Markiplier?" Nobody knows who the fuck I am, I guess, which is fine. But it was just
Should
like
have soy jacked.
it felt like
should
I was
point at the
surrounded by a
screen.
bunch of like rabid animals, and I was the meat on the stick, and they just didn't know it yet. But thankfully, I got away unscathed.
Wait, hold on. You're saying that you were in a theater, people talked about Markiplier in the theater that you were in,
Yes.
and you got out and nobody recognized you?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome. Oh my
Does not
god, that's
surprise me.
so good.
That's-
Literally, people like right in front of us were about like watching our podcast. They're like, "Yeah, I heard he said on Distractable he couldn't do it because of this and this," and I was like,
I heard they're
That's-
sponsored by
that's so
Manscaped.
good. Oh my
just
god,
didn't say a
that's
word.
that's magical. Because you're just trying to like. It's one thing like it's cool bumping into people, whatever, But like if you're just trying to watch a movie, you don't want
You
to
can
have to.
tell who-
I don't mind running into fans, but like whenever they're talking about like Mark and FNAF and all that stuff, it's like, you're a Mark fan, that's great. Don't come talk to me, because if they talk to me and they're Mark fans and not Wade fans, I just get to like tell them about Mark, and that's no fun for anybody.
You
It's like
can
it's like
tell
when you're in
those
high
who
like,
school
oh my
and
listen-
they're
God,
like,
you're
"Oh,
Wade,
you're
yeah.
Gary's brother."
You're Markiplier's
Oh.
friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
tell who
What's it like
listen
being
to
friends with Mark? What's your favorite Mark series? What's your favorite thing Mark said? Well,
You know I was Wug, right? I was Wug. You guys remember
Like,
Wug?
well,
Everyone likes
yeah, he
Wug.
talked to
That's it.
Markiplier. Yeah. No, I don't do that. I'm not. I don't like put myself on the pedestal. Like, look. I know you guys think Mark's important and all, but I was Wug. Like, Mark might have had a.
You ever seen
role
the
or two.
Drowned Man video? You ever seen that?
I
Whole
am the
series
Drowned Man.
about me.
Fall of Slenderman back in 2012. I was Slenderman.
That was a long time ago.
Mark,
Scott,
Bob,
I
and
don't know
Wade.
what happened to
I'm
your
Bob.
camera, dude. Scott, you leaned off camera, you came back, and you were like
Red,
pink, like a
yeah.
strawberry.
I think he's actually dying.
And I think his white balance played into that a little bit, but yeah.
See, Adler and I watched Five Nights at Freddy's in the comfort of our own home. It
Boo.
was
I
nice.
wanted popcorn. Movie
I
theater
have it.
popcorn.
Messy made me
I have a
laugh while I
child.
was breathing in, and so
You could have started with Messy made me laugh. I would have gotten choked up too. Messy, I don't know why I'm being so mean to you today. You deserve better.
I honestly wasn't even listening, so you're fine.
You fucking asshole. I hope you get nothing but the worst.
The worst what? Chicken? Steak? Maybe something that's not
Chicken
food this
fried
time, wait.
chicken.
Okay, more food. All right.
I hope it comes in slightly overcooked and you were craving it. It's like still good, but it wasn't it doesn't fill that craving, so you're still craving it, but you don't want it again because it was disappointing.
That's
Damn.
never happened to me. I'm not
I
very
don't
picky.
teach you.
That's
I
oddly
eat slop
specific.
off the floor, so I'm pretty good.
wow. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Just wow, and leave it alone and walk away.
I'm not gonna lie, I pictured Messy like wearing a pig costume, like with a leash on him, walking around going oink oink, and someone's like, "Who's my little piggy?" And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oink,
I was
oink."
gonna say Rena's like Farmer John. Like,
I was
That's
gonna
awesome.
say I don't like this conversation because in this scenario that would be me. So
Yeah,
Who's your
yes,
little
it
I,
is.
piggy? Who's your little
I
piggy?
don't.
Oink,
Yes, it
oink.
it's
Rita's got
You know,
like
in
her
my mind-
overalls. She
Not how it
overalls,
goes.
pigtails. She's
In my
like,
mind, that
No.
was supposed to be like an
that's
homage
some
to
pig.
Taco Bell.
Oh,
Taco
sorry, can I say
Bell?
Taco?
Yeah, like
Why?
I'd eat Taco Bell off the floor if it was tile and it was clean.
Is this why you feel like crap the day after you like party?
Yeah.
I don't feel.
Go to
I don't
Taco
feel like
Bell, you
crap.
just lick their
Actually, I
floor?
was the only one who said I felt good today, apparently. So
You're the only one who said they felt bad in our private convo that we're not supposed to make public.
yeah, like 12 hours ago, dude.
Well, how the turntables.
So, Rena's character was a damsel in distress, and then you saved her, and then it turned out that wasn't accurate. She was just a distressed damsel. And when she woke
Me
up, you
every day.
guys looked through the servers and was like, "Whoa, we can blow shit up." And then you went downstairs, and Rena told you all about like the nodules and whatnot, and you killed all the nodules except for one. And then you found that nodule too, and you blew it up. What's
I
his
thought
name?
there was still
Tyler's
one
character.
more.
I'm
Was it
sorry.
the last one? I thought there was one more.
No, the last one was the one that's inside the fridge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's speculation that there could potentially be one more beyond that, but her readings were telling you there was only one left, and that was the one that was she's
But
assuming.
yeah, I thought her readings didn't have anything to do with this one. I thought this one was like a surprise because it wasn't where her reading. Anyway, go ahead.
To be clear, that's what you thought last session too, and I corrected it last session. You had the same
Yeah, but I don't
speculation last
trust you.
time.
I feel like you really like these fucking plants.
So anyways, you Rena killed the plant. Messy's not Messy, sorry. Tyler's character is still trying to pull the information he needs out of the server inside this room. Messy's character, who was standing watch, looked over and said, "Ooh, someone's coming." And Pat's character is like, "Ooh, nanos." And I think he took the nano stuffs. Yes, Pat?
I did.
Cool.
I
Awesome.
wrote it down that I did.
Cool. So Messy's character was like, "There's people returning like now," and Tyler's character was like, and he was like, "We should all hide." And Tyler's character was like, "I will be fine," because he's a robot. So he's just like, "I totally belong here." Mm-hmm.
I am the
So-
droid you're looking for.
So I was gonna hide.
Yep.
Turn out the lights.
So literally starting, bringing the session in, your characters are all inside this like the cryo lab. Everybody's like, "Holy shit, it's cold in here. This is miserable." You have your armor on, but it's still very, very cold in here because they're trying to keep things as low of temperatures as possible.
My nipples are poking through it.
Yes, diamonds. Or at the very least, like sapphires. You know what I mean? Like a 9. instead of a 10.
Yeah.
Cool.
Talc. They
so
shattered.
I'm sorry.
They're like talc. They shattered.
Yeah. Or they could be rubies too. Whatever you'd like. But
Thank you.
let's move on. So your
Rubies and
character's
sapphires are the
Messy's
same
character was
thing.
like, "We should probably hide," and he immediately went to go hide. Now, Messy, you went to go turn the lights of the laboratory off. You could totally do that. Cool. So he
Yeah,
literally
I wanted
says,
to do that.
"Everybody hide," and then shuts the lights off like the police are knocking on the door at a party.
Well, yeah. I guess I was thinking more like. Never mind. I can't say that.
You have a hat that says "I love titties and beer." What can't you say?
You
Looks
ever
like
done?
a Frank hat?
You ever
Oh,
been
sorry.
in high
Frank
school?
is from 30 Rock.
No. Somehow I went
And
to
make you
college.
turn out
without
the
ever going.
lights. Yeah.
Oh,
What kind? What?
Not-
What?
no.
Yeah.
That's
why I
not
was
what
just
we
gonna wear the
experienced,
hat and let it go.
unfortunately. It's what Zoomers and younger children
Oh, you guys didn't have to do
experience.
that, really?
No,
that was a
of
new
course
thing.
not,
Huh?
because when we were in school,
Yeah.
it was new.
I thought that was normal.
Yeah, it is for
Oops.
you, unfortunately. And for
Oh,
my
I
kid.
know what you're talking about. And no, we only had tornado warnings here. Fire and
Yeah,
tornado
we didn't.
warnings.
We didn't do those in Florida because that doesn't really happen. I think I
We
did
didn't
one.
do those here either. They said, "Don't
You
worry,
guys
like
never had to
elementary
worry
part of the
about a
country.
potential
You're fine."
fire. Places don't burn
No.
in Massachusetts or Florida. I'm
No.
not talking about forest fire like
What,
Pat
you mean
gets. I'm talking like
places-
a building can burn.
Places don't burn.
Oh, we've done fire drills. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's what we
different.
did. Fire drill and then like tornado drills because the chance of one happening.
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah, no
like
lights.
that was dark, messy. That was really,
Yeah.
really
Sorry.
dark.
I think the dog needs to pee, so I'm gonna run out real quick.
Nice segue.
roll stealth.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Then go take
Do
the
I-
dog out.
Do I leave the hat on for this, or the hat's pretty lucky, I think. So I should roll a nat 20 right here. That's
Well,
okay.
I
I'll
can
be right
see
back.
the 20. All right, go ahead. Everybody else, what are you doing as his character's like? There are people
He
coming.
told us all
everyone
to hide, right? So I guess we all try to hide, or at
Yeah.
least
If you'd like to, go right ahead.
who were we grouped up with? Was it those two? And then I was with Rena. What's your character's name?
It is
Larrea.
Larrea. yeah.
Larrea. I think Graff and Larrea were in the one ice chamber, and Strix and Frait were kind of together or something, right? If he yells,
I
hide,
know
guess-
Strix was like watching the door. Sorry.
Yeah, I was
Very good.
watching. I was guarding. So
Well, Strix got distracted
Larrea,
from guarding the door because he
Arizona.
went over to the 3D printing
Larrea.
area.
Thanks, Forensic.
say that one more time, Scott.
You got distracted from the guarding area. Messy continued guarding while you went over to get the nano stuff.
Oh, that's right.
But
That's right.
that's
okay.
fine. You can still hide over there. So you guys, if you're going to hide, roll me stealth, please.
Is there a nice like cabinet that's big enough for me to hide in?
100%.
Perhaps.
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
We're going
Okay.
to have a full lab here. You can go Lion Witch in the wardrobe if you'd like. Hey! Oh, I was so hoping that was...
don't-
Yes! Oh, Strix needed a big
nice.
boy number, and he
Wow.
got it. Oh,
I needed that actually.
Yeah,
oh,
you did.
Strix. Oh, this is one of those times where if we were at an actual table, I'd like go over there and just give you like the hardest of fives. Like yes. That's awesome. All right. And Rena, is your character just like standing there dropping
Well-
trow or?
So
Oh, that's right.
How
you
many? Is it-
belong.
I was gonna say because like how many people are here? Because she technically works here, so I don't know that she would hide.
So the reason, the argument here, Rena, is that even though you technically work for the company, this is like a super secure, so on and so forth lab, and you definitely don't
Yeah.
have authorization to be
She doesn't
inside this
have
room. So that's up
clearance
to
to
you
get in
as to
here.
whether or not you want to rely on like a charisma check or a stealth check.
No, I think I'll go ahead and take the stealth.
No,
Alright.
just be like, bro, this isn't where I park my car.
Plant people.
I thought this was the parking lot.
Plant people. Just yell that and run around.
You guys
Yeah.
all rolled insanely
crazy.
well. Insanely well. Unfortunately, one person can't roll. Tyler's character just can't.
Oh, that's fine. He doesn't need to. He's a robot.
Wait, the lights are off. Why didn't we get advantage?
fine.
For when they turn the lights on.
I just like to think that like they walk in the room and
Get-
Strix rolled
wait.
so well, but he's just like under a desk with his.
I
tail
was
sticking
actually
out.
gonna. Can I describe how I hid?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, perfectly. So when I hear Frait just say, "Oh, hi," he's gonna immediately just take a bunch of the junk and make a really shitty lampshade, and I'm gonna stand underneath that, and I'm gonna perfectly encompass it, looking like a lamp.
They have a lot of taxidermy Krogan lamps in this facility.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Wait. What?
I'm under a lamp shade.
It's canon. They have a bunch of taxidermy Krogan lamps.
You ever
in the
play
science
Undertale?
office.
A lampshade inside
Actually,
of
I
a
did-
lab.
Yeah. I made a lamp.
Scott,
Scott,
what
have
did
you
you
ever
say that
seen?
wasn't clear?
Have you ever played Undertale?
Hold on. Yes, I did. But lamps are like notorious for like collecting dust. It's like a clean room.
Exactly. No one will recognize. Everybody overlooks the dust on the lampshade.
Well, unfortunately, that's true. Ever go to a restaurant?
Yes.
Nasty.
When you get seated next to the plastic grapes, you have something to worry about.
Yeah, I know. God,
I'll pop those suckers in, spit them out in the neighbor's booth.
so glad I'm not fighting with 19-year-olds to clean their stations anymore. Anyways, so oh man, there's the number of fights I get into, like clean your sugar caddy. Like, no, it's fine. Like, the thing is so greasy. You got to pick up like the salt shaker and it like slips out of your hands. Like, how do you think that that's okay? Like, how do you go to work and think I'm doing a good job? Either way, moving on. So the where were we? So your characters all dive into different areas and try to hide. The Krogan doesn't. Krogan doesn't try to hide. He literally just grabs like a lampshade, effectively, and throws it on his head, and he's like, "This will totally work."
I crafted one.
So
I crafted it.
they come walking into the room and immediately stop because they go into the room and the lights aren't on. And so one of them says, because, you know, obviously you guys can understand everything they're saying. One of them says to the other one, says, why aren't the lights working? They were
And where'd
working
we get
literally
that
just a few
nice
minutes ago."
lamp?
What was that?
Where'd we get that nice lamp?
Why aren't the lights working? I don't know. They were working just a few minutes ago. Where's the switch for it? No switch. They're automated. Turn on timers. He shakes his head and he's like, well, there's got to be like a backup or something. And literally takes a couple steps forward and just starts like waving his arms for like a motion sensor. And so you guys can like barely see the silhouette of like dark shape and darkness. Just like waving their arms, a little bit of light kind of coming from the door behind them, silhouetting them a bit. Because, you know, the doors close automatically. So it's just like whatever light's able to get around it. And they're actively like waving their arms. And there's no response. So the guy's like, no, there's got to be a switch somewhere. Let me go see if I can find the breaker. And starts moving carefully, like keeping a hand on a table, and starts actively trying to make their way across the room to go find out where like breakers or whatever it is might be inside here, something so they can reset the lights. Because like this guy, the other one's like, I'll just wait by the door, and it's just darkness. They're humans; they can't see a goddamn thing. Pause. Do any of your characters have the ability to see inside darkness? Because that's going to change my narration.
I don't think I'm wearing anything to give me
Do
that.
any
so-
races in Mass Effect have dark vision?
What are they called? The Geth have infravision.
That's cheating.
It is, yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, Kajitar. No, none of you. And nobody has abilities to give you dark vision? Confirmed? Going once, going
Oh.
twice? Cool.
I'm a human, so I highly doubt I do.
Cool. So your characters are standing there, and you're not able to see this person moving, especially after they move away from the door and any amount of light that might be coming off of it. The only way you're able to know where they are is a combination of A, you can hear them moving. None of you have helmets on or anything like that, except for Rena's character right now. She's freaked out by something. You can hear them moving. Rena, your character can't. But you can all see them moving. Not them. That's not possible. It's too dark. Instead, like, occasionally you might see like a shape moving in the darkness. But most importantly, like, all the different devices, all the different machinery and whatnot around, because there's all the fridges or what have you, there's a bunch of little lights on them, indicators, icons, temperature things, so on and so forth. So you'll just like see them. They'll walk by a piece of equipment, and whatever little lights or nodules are on that equipment, there'll be silhouette will cover that up. So that's how you can kind of track where they're going. In the meta here, does anybody have a plan, or are all of you just going to stay quiet, stay still, and hope things work out?
From just
I was
our
gonna try to-
basic.
I was gonna say I was just gonna try to knock him out, but
That's what I was gonna try to do.
keep
from our
them in the room.
from our basic understanding, there's just 2 guards.
Not even guards.
Well, just 2
Scientists.
people.
Yeah.
2 people.
Are they Solarian?
You can't see if they're
I
Solarian
already
or
know
not,
they are.
but your
they would
translator's
sound
not
like a
working. You
Solarian,
can
right?
hear them speaking like a human language.
Solarian.
Your character likely speaks multiple human languages, so you hear them speaking a human language. You want to put an
You
accent
just say
on?
it. You can just
Like,
say they're
what?
Solarian, it's fine.
Why is lights not work?
When will you wear wigs? I knew Messi would get it.
I don't get the reference, but it was funny.
I didn't think
It's
you
a
would.
FNAF thing,
We
Scott.
It's actually
saw
Lord of
an
the Rings
edit.
thing.
we saw an edit today where he didn't finish his sentences. She was like, "When will you wear v?" That was it. That was the whole meme.
When
He's like,
will
"What?"
you Dude, send that to me because
Yeah.
Adler would love that.
I'll find it.
So, thank you so much for the raid. So do I need to watch FNAF just
Hi,
so I can
Bridget.
have conversations with my friends?
That was
One of those
literally a
things.
Lord of the Rings thing.
Okay, good.
No.
No.
As long as it's one of those phenomena that like blows by quickly, and it's not one of those like, fuck, I don't want to watch Game of Thrones, but I feel like anytime I'm talking to any person on any area, if I haven't watched Game of Thrones, I can't be a part of the conversation. Like, hi, Grandma. Have you seen the way that the Lannisters have sex with each other? Okay. Bye, Grandma. Anyway, so,
I've never heard anybody say that.
Messy, your character is going to do what now?
Sorry, what? I was listening to some guy say wigs.
Wigs.
Do people know when they're being tactically scanned, Scott? I know we talked about this before, but I don't remember what the answer was.
If they're wearing like military equipment or what have you that would warn them of such a thing, yes. If they are
Okay.
not, no. You're going to assume, if these are 2 scientists that walked into the room, that they would not have like combat gear that would make them aware of it.
Okay. Then I will scan.
Bloop it.
One
I
of
have to
them.
make sure that you can scan them. Sorry. Spend your action to scan a creature you can see.
You said I could kind of see them where they're at?
So which one are you trying to scan?
Whichever one I can see.
The one that's over by the door? I will
Perfect
allow
sense.
you to try to scan your wisdom versus their charisma deception. I want to give you disadvantage on your roll, but I won't. I'll just give me advantage on mine because of the darkness.
That's good because this doesn't say that. This just says I roll. So thank you.
You're welcome. It also says you have to see them.
I do. You just told me I did.
You can see kind of a silhouette, maybe-ish of a person. All right.
I didn't roll very well, so odds are I didn't scan him anyway.
And this is what my deception check.
Yeah. Scientists are terrible liars.
They are. But either way,
Did you roll with advantage?
I said that.
Boo.
But either way, it doesn't matter. Both numbers were above an 8 anyways. That's actually achievable. If you wanted to luck that, you have a 25% chance of beating a tie.
I'm good. I think you misread though. You don't have advantage, Scott. I would have advantage if I succeeded.
Correct. All right. So your characters are standing there. So Messy, your character is doing what now?
I was gonna try to knock one of them out. I wanted to keep them both in the room, so if one of them's in the doorway, I'd probably go for them first.
Okay, so
And,
not
like,
the
hide
one
them in the
that's
room.
not the one that's moving around the room. You're gonna try to get to the one that's more
Right, they'll be
stationary.
trapped in theoretically if I can get this person in the door shut. That would
Cool.
be the idea.
So you're trying to move in the area because the area is dark.
Not
you
that
can
I'm
roll
doing anything evil.
because you're moving through the area. Because the room's dark, you're allowed to roll a stealth check. This is not with advantage or anything like that. However, because
Okay.
you yourself cannot see inside the room, you're going to be struggling to move about. So there's going to be kind of like a two-tiered thing. You're moving in darkness that you can't see. You're actually going to roll stealth with disadvantage. However, you're rolling against my passive perception in darkness. So you should be fine.
Oh. So as long as I don't natty
honestly, I
one.
don't know what your numbers are. I don't even think you can fail this, but you're welcome to roll.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
You pass.
14. All right.
So you easily are able to move over and behind this person. Now, granted, you had to use your dash action to get over there quick enough. You know, using your because you move at stealth half speed. So use your dash action as your bonus action. Use your move action, and you're able to get unless you want to use your racial ability. You're able to get over there and be behind the person. You still have your action. You can take your action now, or you can wait.
There's no point in waiting. I'll go ahead and do the action.
I just didn't know if you were hoping for the person to be like distracted because they were over at wherever they were heading towards or whatever it might be.
Well, I'm attacking from stealth regardless, right? So I still get sneak attack and advantage and all that.
You do. It's just a matter of whether or not the other person is more distracted further, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just giving you details.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do it now. I don't want to wait.
Sure. If you don't want to wait, then you go right ahead and attack.
And to clarify on our ruling, the Omni Blade is non-lethal if I want it to be.
Correct. If it's a melee, it's on non-lethal.
But
Oh,
you have to call it out
even-
first, though.
Messy, I want you to know you are correct that you have
Oh.
advantage because it's stealth, but you also have disadvantage because of darkness, so it's a neutral roll.
So is the neutral?
Does he really need? He's in the doorway though. Isn't there light outside?
Yeah, isn't there light?
I mean, there's an amount of light that comes off of like the panels or whatever that's over by the door because there's like a bit more over there. That's why I say there's a silhouette of a person that you can actually like identify that they're there, even though they're staying still. However, the door itself is like this is to a top secret laboratory that is kept at like insanely low temperatures. You're not just going to allow there to be a seam under the door that allows light to pass through, you know, from the hallway. That this is a
I didn't know the
high-tech
door was
facility.
closed.
The door is closed. What were you saying?
I guess in that case I'll wait.
Well, sure. You do not want to act yet. You want to give it a moment.
Not if I can't get advantage. I'll just turn the lights on next turn and then do it.
Cool. Wait, actually, this comes back to you. Because you have another turn, you're actually allowed to tactical scan again.
Oh,
There's no
you're
reason for you
welcome.
not to. And Pat, Rena, would either of your characters be doing anything, or are both of you just trying to stay as quiet as possible?
I'm trying to stay as quiet as possible. If I breathe, they're gonna hear me.
Yeah. I don't think she'd do anything not yet.
Cool. I'm gonna do the same exact thing I rolled last
Would I
time.
get like notifications that Freight's moving around?
No. Oh,
I'd have
Jesus
to check
Christ.
stuff to do that, right?
Both of those rolls were.
And tactical scan continues to prove to be the most useless ability I've ever taken in my life. Cool. Moving on.
Well, everybody to know, last Thursday, Wade complained about a combat where he killed 10 out of 12 people and took 0 damage, while somebody else took 160-something damage. He took 0, and he complained about the combat. Just gonna point
I
that
complained about tactical scan because tactical scan is useless.
out. So, you
Fucking
can
useless.
switch it. Switch your power. Pat, was there anything you're doing? Sorry?
No, I'm just staying hidden right now.
All right, cool. So, you stay hidden. You're great. And Messy, it's the next turn. You're waiting, and you're literally going to. Are you going to try to communicate anything with the rest of the team, or are you just going to flick the lights on and attack?
Second one.
Okay, go.
And then I'll communicate when they're dead. Or
You'll
unconscious.
communicate. They'll all fucking see you stand up and stab a guy.
Well, not lethally.
Yes, non-lethally stab a guy.
Okay, yeah. Wait, I can turn on a light and stab a guy at the same time, right? So I can do that in real life. That's fine, right? It's not a problem. Great.
I didn't
So
hear
I
your
can
question.
roll that
Make
now?
it all
We good?
dramatic and like flick the light on like really fast so it looks like you're moving like a horror movie.
That's a really good idea. I think no, I won't do that. I think I'm just gonna hit him with
Can
my
you-
advantage now. So what?
Can you
Yeah,
go
go ahead.
invisible again since we took a short rest? Or
He
is that a long
can as a
rest?
bonus action after he stabs the guy. He can literally, if everybody stays hidden, he could stand up, stab this person, and go invisible. Yes.
I just didn't know if
Yeah.
you remember we took a short rest because I hadn't marked all my abilities as back yet.
I did
you
not
do
mark that,
have
but-
any of those. Do you recharge as a short rest or long rest, sir?
Me or him?
Most of my stuff's short rest, but I'm not the one doing this. This is you.
My tactical cloak's short,
Oh, cool.
so I have him
Great.
back. But yeah.
Great.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my advantage. So I turn on the light and then immediately stab this person in the door. When I turn on the light, what does it look like?
What does what
What,
look like?
what do they look like?
Sure. So,
Person about to
great,
hit.
great question. So, everybody's inside there. Everybody's trying to stay hidden. So, Pat's character is over by a cabinet, but has like effectively like a makeshift lampshade or what have you over his head, grabbing whatever equipment was around the area that he can use to try to make something that looks like a lampshade. Like they'll totally not notice this. Rena's character, I imagine, is over by where one of the cryo areas is. Just kind of like tucked between two of the tall, thin cryo tubes, trying to stay as indiscriminate as possible. Wade's character, being as tactically minded as he is, he actually was trying to cover the door to make sure nobody can get out particularly easily, and he's been trying to scan the person that's over there and get line up a clean shot with that person, but it's been so fucking dark he couldn't get a proper setup of that character. But in the meanwhile, has been over by the door, and he's like hung low but has his gun out, and he's at the ready to shoot from around a corner, so the person across the way wouldn't be able to see him because leaning around the corner, John
Wick.
fuck, I was gonna say his John Die Hard style, around the corner.
Oh,
And
John
then you have your
Die
character's
Hard.
literally gonna stand up and stab him.
John Die
I
Hard.
can't remember his last name.
Wick.
McLean.
McLean. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure it's Wick.
I'm pretty sure
John
it's Wick.
Die Hard.
I couldn't think of it. So anyways,
It's hard on.
So you're and what they look like messy. So two humans walked into the area. One of them looks like he's probably a younger scientist, being probably in his 30s or so. The other one looks a bit older, more seasons, being in his 50s. So the younger one's the one that's venturing across. You're attacking the older guy. That's like, I'm just going to hang over by the door. You go try to prove yourself to the bosses. I'll comfortably stand here. I don't need to prove anything, right? And it is your turn, Messy. Oh, you guys got a Paragon Renegade Interrupt token. So we
nice.
used the last one, so you guys have one now.
Nice.
Oh, we're back to one?
okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, does he look like green? Because I think you said that some people looked more green. I know I'm not getting a crazy good look because I'm about to stab him, but
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty
you have a
close,
really good
so-
passive perception anyways, or at least Wade has a really
it's
good one.
okay. Yeah.
So looking at these people, at least right now, they do not look great.
Okay, great. All right, non-lethal attack. Here we go. Sorry for taking so long there. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't about to fuck up. Oh, nice.
I wish it was one higher.
Do you? It's
Yeah.
probably okay for damage. I think we're gonna be all right. Here you go. 17.
So you stand up and you stab this scientist for 17 points of damage. They immediately drop. Describe the scene.
Right. Okay. So what this? I'm assuming in my mind the light switches by the door, and they just didn't try it for whatever reason.
I'm assuming it's not even a switch. Because that would make little sense for a place.
Oh, it
this,
could
it's
be like
on
a
timers.
Omni-tool thing?
Electronic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he Frait moves towards he watches the younger guy move past him by seeing the lights behind him dim and reappear once they pass through his silhouette, and he knows he has a clean line to the entrance. So he starts moving towards the entrance. He knows someone's there because he heard them talking, and he Omni-tool turns the lights on. Right as soon as they come on, the blade comes out, and he uppercuts the guy. Not in the face, but in the
Lethal
Ribs.
or non-lethal? Are you killing him or knocking him out?
non-lethally uppercutting him in the ribs.
Okay.
And as the guy kind of keels forward, he'll like catch him and gently place him to the floor.
It's like an uppercut, but like the Omni blade kind of like came out and just did like a wide, shallow blade. So it like cuts in and harms the guy. It's gonna fucking harm him pretty bad, but it's not gonna like, you know, puncture through into a lung or something. So yep, you grab the guy as he drops. Clearly the light turning on catches that guy by surprise. Nobody else needs to roll anything. You can all just stay hidden as you are. You rolled very well earlier. Messy, is your character gonna try to turn invisible or anything like that?
Nope, I'm gonna talk to the younger one.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So at first they kind of like blink and look about because, you know, if you're in complete darkness and somebody turns the light on, hell, if you're in a dim room and somebody turns the light on, it's aggravating. My wife does it to me all the time. I'm like, ah! Anyways, so if you're in complete
You
darkness,
hang out in shadowy rooms?
our house is obnoxiously dark.
Is it like this, Scott? When you look at me, you just like, oh, got him. Got him, guys. Can you see?
Vanessa.
Dumbass.
A
what does it
white
say?
woman jump scare?
The sorry, and then you have to
Take
think
your
more
time.
laboratory and how many lumens there are in a laboratory, just to make sure like this is an insanely bright room. So yeah, they're blinking and disoriented, but of course they heard like the ugh, and so they whip around and like, hey, what happened? You okay? You got the light, and looks and then sees you finish like gently putting the person to the ground and standing back up. And they see you
Yeah.
standing there, and their eyes get extremely wide because they don't know who you are. And here you are just randomly standing there and clearly put the person to the ground. Their eyes get wide, and they're like, who are you?
Don't say anything or you die.
Non-lethally.
They don't say anything.
Okay.
Wade, your passive insight is insanely high, so I'm just going to give it to you. I don't remember other people's passive insights.
Mine's ass, so don't worry about it.
Rena,
Mine's
how's your ass?
13. Passive insight.
18.
Oh, wow. Okay, you get it too. What was yours, Messy?
That is
The
self-confidence.
big
Someone says,
1-3,
how's your ass? And you're
teenagers.
saying 18. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah. 18. Same answer.
Scale of 10, 18.
Mine's a 12. So
I'm confident about my ass, but like, not. I wouldn't just blurt out an 18 like that.
I've seen
I
it.
don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Later on, I'll have
What's
to
the scale?
explain to
Are you
Brittany
saying
that I
Rena's
got
robbing
into
the
a-
cradle? What are you talking about?
was it
Tell
later
me
on?
why my grandfather at my sister's wedding said that same shit to me when he asked how old Messi was.
I said
Anyway,
27. He was like, "Oh, robbing the cradle?" Like, no.
to me,
Yep.
he said that to me. I said, Grandpa, it's kind of out of pocket and uncalled
Yeah,
for.
27-year-old child. What kind of? But anyway, let's move on.
Were you wearing your I love titties and beer hat?
No, it was a wedding.
They would have
so
loved that. They would have loved that. I'm not gonna lie.
I had to
Had he showed
wear.
up with
I had
that,
to
they
wear the
would've been
wedding
like,
hat.
Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Rena's boyfriend.
So
No, I had to wear this one.
I pee in pools.
The piss boy hat.
Yeah, this one's better. This one goes better at weddings. It's not as crass. Still gets
Fair.
the point across, I think.
Yeah.
Scott, 15 and 18 are insights.
thank you, Wade.
Asses are 18 and below.
Thank you, Wade. I personally am. Never mind. So we will. So you guys look over and you see that he says okay when he made this, you know, threat or whatever it is. And but you also both notice that he kind of looks around. You have different angles. Wade, you're kind of like looking around from a table down low, barely seeing him because you're looking up. But you can definitely see there's like a moment as he's like leaning and looking around, clearly like assessing the situation, so on and so forth, like trying to see what's going on. Rena, you're actually on the other side of him. He hasn't seen Hemlock yet, because Hemlock's still at a terminal, and like he was blinking and disoriented for a second, and then turned around, and because he's looking at Messy's character. So Hemlock's behind him. He hasn't noticed Hemlock yet, which is good news. But you also notice from a different perspective that he isn't just kind of like looking around. He's looking around off to his right-hand side, but his left hand is kind of like feeling over by the table that he's near, and he's like trying to get his hand over to a drawer. You have no idea what's in the drawer. You have no idea. He hasn't opened it yet, but he's definitely like trying to feel to where the drawer is. You can clearly tell he's going to try to like open it and grab something that's there.
Probably a white flag to show that he's surrendering.
Yes, exactly that. So, Messi, I'll go back to you. Unless their characters do anything, I'll go back to you.
About how far am I from this whole thing?
I mean, I'm assuming you're off in a corner. So, how far? 3 meters? You know, like 3 meters.
I would try to stealth up and grab him.
You want to try to stay under the tables and like move around the tables and grab the guy?
Yeah, but like I want to do it relatively quickly, but
Of
still
course.
as quietly as I can.
If I talk to the guy, will he get advantage?
So
'Cause
he'll
it's
be
like
able to.
his attention's being pulled.
He'll be able to roll normal.
Scott, because I
Which makes
rolled a
sense. Okay.
nat 20, I also want to move up ahead with my lampshade, like prop hunt. I'm gonna try to get
He
closer.
doesn't know what prop hunt is, man. He doesn't
I know
what
he
FNAF
didn't know what
was.
FNAF was. Yeah.
He's like, what prop are you missing?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
I had props in theater once.
I didn't hear what you said. You're gonna try to solid snake him.
Yeah, I guess that's an older reference for what I'm trying to do.
He's
Yeah.
Looney Tunesing. He's moving as a lamp. So when the guy looks, he just sees the lamp a little bit closer. He's like, oh, that's weird.
That's weird. I don't remember that lamp being that close.
You have
but I did roll,
disadvantage on your roll.
I rolled a nat 20. It should be even.
No, that 20 doesn't do anything.
It should be. No, I disagree.
So I'm rolling normal, even though the dude's distracted, doesn't know I'm here.
You have to understand distracted is why you're able to roll, right? Because he can't see you, so he's not looking over and noticing.
Am I rolling disadvantage?
Your roll disadvantage.
I wouldn't roll if you were a Krogan. No Krogans are allowed to roll right now. Actually, Scott's rules.
All right, Scott.
that-
I'm gonna.
it is
I'm
frustrating how good that roll is.
Yeah, I know it was. I know.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Do you want to luck it, or I assume you're happy with that?
I'm
He
happy.
was
with that.
lucking it, I think. Oh, you're
No,
not.
I
lucking
wasn't.
it.
No, I wasn't gonna. I was gonna say I could luck it, but I'm
So-
quite happy. I was expecting to get like a 4, to be honest, which I thought would be really funny.
So did he? So he is literally taking a step, stopping, taking a step, stopping, actually getting closer without this broman noticing that you're there. But Wade's character very swiftly analyzing the situation. That target's been neutralized. Awesome. You see an opportunity for the other one. You end up slipping your way around. So Rena, you notice that his hand actually gets to the drawer, and he puts his finger at the top of the drawer and he depresses whatever it is, whatever electronic devices there. He gets his finger there, so the fingerprint is red, and it kind of like pops the drawer open. It does like a little half-inch kind of like pops out, and he grabs the drawer with his like thumb and 2 fingers and starts pulling it open. As Wade's character comes round the thing, so maybe your character's thinking to say something or act, or maybe shoot him or whatever it is you're thinking about doing, Rena. Right as it's happening, Wade's character actually comes round, and then whether or not he even notices that happening doesn't matter. He's able to like slide up behind him, and I think you said you were going to grab him. So Wade,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grapple him.
there's not even a check. He has no idea that you're there, so you just grapple him. So you're gonna go up and get. So he has the grapple condition, and you both do technically, and you have him grappled. So one arm under or whatever it is. Do you still have a gun in hand, or did you just quickly throw that on your back as you were going?
I imagine guns on the back. I think I'm just 2 hands, like maybe trying to put one over his mouth so he doesn't scream as I grab him.
Mhm.
But I also want to make sure he's not doing anything with his hands.
You will absolutely be able to grapple him. I will give you that automatically. If you want to make it so he can't speak, I'll just need you to have to roll me athletics with advantage.
My hammer is the lamp, and I'm just.
And I roll just okay. I'll just roll normal on this one. I was just a flat 1d20.
Oh my god.
Yep, you beat me. So you easily are able to grapple him while he's distracted. So whatever amount of couple words start getting said doesn't really matter, because you slide up behind him. You get one arm behind, the other one like up around and over his mouth, and you get this man so he is disabled effectively. So you have him in your grasp. Continue, party.
My teammates know I'm the lamp.
But your team knows you're the lamp. Yes.
Am I not?
I'd listen to him if I were you and wouldn't be trying to do anything you shouldn't.
He doesn't say anything. He's
I will move my hands so he can speak.
The Krogan's gonna unveil himself. Don't get any bright ideas.
unveil. I thought that was a lamp this whole time.
Oh my god!
The fact you have pulled this off is honestly one of the most annoying, great things you've ever done on this show.
It's like Wade's character's over here doing what he's good at and struggling, and you're like, I'm a lamp. And he's like,
I'm like
It was me
fucking military
the
belly
whole
crawling
time.
around. Freight's doing
While
like
you're rolling
sweet
well,
things.
try to find a door to kick in.
I'm basically a Scooby-Doo villain right now.
or just Shaggy. So,
I could be Shaggy.
all right. So yeah, you take your hand out of his mouth
Zoinks.
so he can respond, Wade.
Yeah, but if he starts to like get really loud, I'm gonna cover up immediately again. But it's like you can talk now.
He just says, did you kill him? After he takes a moment to settle himself.
I imagine Graff's also curious to the answer to that.
No, he'll live.
He
I'm standing
nods.
right next to you, right, Graff?
Okay.
I don't.
Well,
I
if
assume
you
I'm right
weren't
next.
before, you will be able to move over now because you're moving
Well, no,
slowly.
he
moved
was the only
swiftly.
guy that was left, right? Because I was
Yeah.
moving towards him.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
So you
I,
go
I'm
over
I,
to
holding
him
him. I've
now.
got him grappled.
that's fine.
okay.
Go ahead, Messy. I think you're RPing. Impulse.
How do you have him grappled? I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep asking. Are you from
I've
behind
got like
him?
an arm around him, like I'm kind of like bear hugging him, but one of the hands was up
But-
to cover his mouth, but now I'm
But
not covering his mouth.
you're behind him, right?
Yeah.
Like I imagine that I'm kind of like to his side, moving to the front of him.
That's fine. Messy.
Actually, before I talk to him, I want to make sure the door's shut and locked, and that this guy that I knocked out's on like the inside with us.
Yep, he definitely is. The door.
The
is
door
definitely
was
shut.
closed.
And
Oh, it was
these
closed?
doors,
Okay, good.
The door was closed.
the doors require security clearance to be able to get into. And
Well,
not
can
just
I
like
take this
I am a
guy's-
security person. It requires clearance to be able to come into this like top secret lab.
Can I
it's-
take this scientist's
I think
creds?
Graff technically has one of the cards still, right?
I don't know if mine
Yeah.
has full access to everything down here, but it had
I'll
access to
take
at
what we
least some
can
stuff.
get. I'll take a scientist badge. I'll take his badge off him and like prop him up on like a wall or something,
Mhm.
where he's like slumped down, like maybe like leaning against a cabinet or something.
Are you gonna take it
Um,
from the Solarian or the other Solarian?
I was thinking the Solarian I knocked out. Should
Okay.
take it from him. Yeah. And you'll say, damn, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Wait, what did he just ask me?
Yes, if you killed him.
Oh
If
yeah.
he's- yeah, if you killed him.
So yeah, as he's like propping him up, he'll and like taking his badge off. He says,
Take his jaw. I'm alive. I'm doing great.
yeah, he says,
boy.
no, he should be okay. And he like slaps him on the cheek. He'll be out for a little while though. Stands up, and then addresses like the room. How much more time do we need? That was to Hemlock mostly, but
Hemlock says, download is at 89%. I'll need another minute, 2 at most, as some of the workers seem to be handling different processes. Curious to what they are.
Is his hand still inside the drawer?
No. His hand's like tucked behind Wade's.
Now
but-
Wade's
sorry,
got
between his
Wade's got
chest and
full
his back.
control of his
Yeah.
body,
Yeah,
basically.
he
Did I notice he was
They only
opening
have
a
the
drawer?
grapple condition. He doesn't
I
have
think the only
restrained
person
condition.
that saw that was Rena.
He doesn't have the restrained condition. They're just both have the grappled condition. But yes, Wade has control over him right now.
Did I? Rena saw him opening the drawer originally, but whenever I grabbed him, did I notice he was doing that or not?
You may have because you have a really good passive perception. You probably like taking a moment to like look around and assess the situation that you're here. Notice that there's a drawer slightly open, like ever so slightly open next to him. Whether or not that was open before, though, you don't recall.
I'm gonna move him a step like toward the center of the room or away from it, so that
Yeah.
he can't reach it very easily.
Yeah, imagine you were at the corner of whatever this like workstation is, but like this side of it. So you just kind of like take a step forward and around that corner that you were at. So now like neither you would have to lean over to reach in if you wanted to, and you're behind him. So you're.
I'm gonna keep him grappled, but like if someone else wants to take a look to see what he was going for, that's fine. But I'm just gonna keep him away from it and make
I
sure that
didn't
my arms
notice technically he was doing that, so it's
yeah, only
something
Rena
that-
did.
Only Rena did. I'm asking at meta.
I
but-
think Rena's trying to remain discreet because she technically works for them. So I don't want to choose her action.
Yeah.
It's literally her
No,
supervisor we're holding right
You're
now.
right. Yeah, she wouldn't. She would be continuing to stealth in this situation, not helping out.
Yep. It's like at FNAF where you have to hide.
Yeah,
that was a really good guess.
it's
Uh.
just like enough. in that sense.
Got it.
So I think Graff will kind of look to Frait because this is all kind of like hide, and then like he initiated the attack, and now it's kind of like, all right, like what's our? He doesn't want to say like your name or anything, but he's like kind of looking at you like, what's the
move?
plan? What's next? Even if you don't have one, he'd look at you like, all right, we got them. You got the
And then he'll
card.
be like, yep.
I'll go ahead and take over the guy for you, Wade. Is there a way that I can like grapple this guy and restrain him, Scott?
Oh yeah. You just more or less like you.
Can I thematically just put my hammer kind of like rest it, kind of like Thor would, I guess, just like on the ground or no?
If you're talking about properly have this man restrained, like the condition, then he's not going to be so comfortably just standing there with somebody's arms around him. He's going to be like very uncomfortably held, like pinned to the ground.
That's what I'm saying. Can I pin him to? Well, I'm saying, can I pin
him?
him to the ground with my hammer?
Yeah. So more or less, you're going to take this person, and you're like, I got this. Grab him, like slam him on the ground, and drop your weight on him, kind of a thing. Which you're welcome to do. I'm not going to stop you. The only one that can stop you here is Graff.
Yeah.
This is in Graff's hands.
I can handle this.
Yeah, just don't. That's a. All right.
As you said, I'll like drop him. I'll kind of like hit the back of his knees so he drops down. My hammer on the back of his knees, and I'll with my foot kind of just force him to the ground.
When you do that, I will take a peek at the drawer to see what he was maybe reaching for if he was.
Scott, he's belly down. My foot's on his back. My hammer's on the back of his knees.
Completely
What's
understand.
in the drawer?
If he tries to move, I'm gonna break his legs. Okay, just letting you know.
Yep, you're good. So Messi's character kind of initiates this thing. Graff's like, great move. What's next? Messi's character starts waffling and shits himself. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then luckily he comes over and you're like, oh, you're going to take him? Don't break. Okay. And the guy's like on the ground, like folded in half. And you're like, okay, well, I work with professionals. And then you go over and you open the drawer to look inside. Looking inside the drawer, you can see there's a whole bunch of equipment in here. Roll me a science check, Wade. Nailed it. So the equipment inside here there's all sorts of different types of tools. Well, the drawers aren't just like it's just a myriad of tools. It's going to have things kind of like set up for whatever this station's for. But you can see that whatever these tools are, there's clearly like small metal protrusions coming from them that are attached to handheld smooth pieces that clearly have like triggers and buttons and whatnot on them. So they look like they could be injectors. So almost like something that might be like a fast injector into a person, or it could just look like that and does something similar but isn't meant to put into a person. There's little vials of whatever it is. So almost think like CO2 cartridges that you'd use if you're like paintballing. So like small cartridges, like vials that are along there that you would load into this. So it looked like whatever he was reaching for. There's some shit inside here. Spending a couple extra moments looking at the labels, you're like, oh, I'm trained in medicine. I know exactly what these are. These are like, things to, what's what I'm looking for? Like knock you out. So if you're going to do like a procedure, so if they're bringing somebody in here and then like realizing this is like something for knocking somebody out, you look around the room real quick and then you realize, oh shit, some of these tables may have been where they would actively like knock somebody out and then inject them with the nanos afterwards. Or they're, because you know that this is the knockout stuff. So he's effectively grabbing like a knockout drug.
I'll look to Frait again. Do you have any questions for this guy?
The guy's just kind of whining on the ground.
Yeah, I can think of a few. He'll sit down in front of him since the guy's not standing anymore.
Before you do, just so you know, I think this is one of the rooms where they, knock people out and administer the nanos and all that shit.
Is that true? That's me talking to the guy on the ground.
So he says, no, yeah, no, kind of. We sedate.
Am I able?
Strix, maybe give him a little more air.
Am I able to provide like if he's going to do any like talking like charisma checks or whatever with this guy? Is he getting like is he getting advantage because I'm pretty intimidated? Okay.
Yep. You can whether if he's intimidating or being nice, you can good cop, bad cop. Yep. Or bad
You'll
cop,
hear
worse cop.
Strix kind of take a deep sigh and kind of just slowly lift his foot off his back.
He goes, no, yes, but no. We sedate people. That's the word. We
Graff will grab one of the syringes. Yeah. Sedate them, then infect them, and then control them.
No, what? No, not in fact. Well, I mean, we are injecting them with but this is all understood. Everybody signs contracts. This is not a trick. Everybody's paid adequately for. I mean, even the whole team. We all were a part of this process too. We stand behind our product. This is groundbreaking research that we're doing here.
You know, some of the guards that happen to have this plant running through them opened fired on the ones that didn't earlier today. Did you know about that?
When you say that, he goes, he like, again, for those of you that has the higher insight, maybe he didn't even hear fully everything that you said, because that's why he's not answering your full question. Those other people realize that he definitely like stopped listening partway through, because he goes, wait, how do you know that we integrated that into the newest batch? That's even more of a trade secret than the fact that you know that this place is here.
We have good sources.
We will ask the questions.
All right, listen. I know I'm not exactly in a place to negotiate or anything. I get that. I'm not trying to fuck with you, but you realize the legal team that exists for Binary Helix? Like, I don't know which corporation you're working for, but you're gonna be so wrapped up in paperwork after this. This job is not worth it. I don't know what you're trying to steal or who you're trying to get this stuff for, but we already have the patents for everything. It's not much profit that can be made from it. And what's his name? We'll chime in next. What's his name?
Hemlock.
We'll chime in next and say, funny, you're assuming that we're trying to do this for profit. That's not the case. We want to destroy it. What? No, we've worked on this for over 20 years. You cannot do that. You absolutely cannot do that.
You're going to be out of a job at the end of the day then.
He's just like, no, I have published so many papers through this. This is my life's work. Everything that I've done since graduation has been through this.
And
This stuff, if I remember right, what we know from Hemlock is this stuff turns people into basically like pseudo zombies, right?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
according to Hemlock, that is what it does, yes.
You've spent your life trying to turn people into obedient zombies.
What?
And you stand behind that?
No, that's not what we're trying to do. I don't know what crackpot research that you've been trying to follow or what misinformation you've had, but that's not it at all. I mean, sure, we do play with like dopamine, serotonin, the alpha beta levels of the brain and whatnot, but it's to enhance people. It's to make them better than what they are, not to make them zombies.
Well, your drug's working a little too well.
He says, well, our newest batch, it's really effective. It's finally ready for market. Hemlock will chime in.
You mean...
Go ahead, Messi,
well, I
unless you
was
want to speak. Unless you want to speak.
You mean the batch that got greenlit immediately?
Well, yeah, when you have I mean, I'll agree, it's really fast, but it's solid. It hit every one of the markers of what we wanted, all of the goals that we've been working for. We had a breakthrough, a massive breakthrough.
Why don't you put it in yourself then?
We all have been. We had to prove its functionality. We as a scientific team, we had to have 10 successes before we could bring it to the next level of approvals. And so we all agreed, and we were among the first ones.
The newest batch?
Yes. He says, if you'd let me up, I can show you the records. I was the second one to receive it.
He told you not to do anything, and you were reaching for a syringe. I'm not sure we can trust you to get up and do anything.
He looks kind of, bashful because, yeah, you mentioned those before, but now you're actively calling him out for, you like 100% spell out his action. He goes, If you just walked into your workplace and there was someone that knocked out your coworker and covered in guns, I think you would do what you needed to be okay.
My workplace also doesn't have a chamber with some kind of plant in it that infects people and turns them also into mindless zombies.
Again, highly speculative based off of what research? I mean, what crackpot scientist are you following that's
Go up
suggesting
2
this is
floors and look at the green bodies and plants that have been trying to infect and grow.
I would love to go up 2 floors and inspect what you're trying to show
That
me.
was a hyperbole or something, whatever the word is. You're not going up 2 floors to inspect.
Sorry, just want to go back a step here. You said every scientist was infected with it? The newest batch?
He thinks for a moment. Yeah, the only one that had a real reaction, or at least needed a couple of sick days starting the day after the injection, or I should say 2 days after the injection, was our lead scientist. But he's also Solarian, so there could have just been something, a hiccup in how the it affected his physiology compared to the humans. He kind of like weighs his words for a second. And he says, "Solarians are not exactly renowned for the most robust physiology."
Frait kind of looks back and forth between Strix and Graff, and like weighing his options here. It sounded like Graff was going to say something though, so I'll let you go.
No, go ahead.
He'll say,
You'll kind of just see Strix kind of like tilt his head and kind of shake. No, like I'm not letting him up.
he'll say, if every scientist was infected with the newest batch, what about our botanist friend?
So Rena, even when he said, if your character would have picked up,
Yeah.
even before that line, you're having 18 passive insight. You're brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know if you try to cut that off or if you just stay quiet and allow them to continue to play it out.
He was just saying something I didn't want to cut off. Frait.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because he was
Great.
in the middle.
You were speaking to.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what he says. He
Oh,
says,
you were asking me to cut him off. Oh, okay.
Correct.
I actually will let him continue because he says, what about our botanist friend? And I'm not sure if he's gonna point me out or not. So she's gonna
right
stay
over
hidden,
there.
but like look really like shocked for a second.
He's under the other lampshade.
he says that to Graff and Strix specifically.
I mean, I guess we haven't done a look over, but
It would be foolish to assume not
it's gonna be hard to.
that she hasn't been infected.
You do know that there's some kind of horrible fucking plant breaking through your walls and somehow infecting people and turning them into monsters on top of your.
Graff,
not
I feel
monster
like they don't
mind
even
control.
care. We're wasting our time with this useless.
It's important to know what the hell's going on here
Hold
before we
on.
blow all this fucking
Botanist
facility off
friend?
the map.
Are you telling me that Lynn, that Lynn's your inside guy? He's the one that's feeding you this? Using that material was Lynn's idea. He's the one that did the experiments because of the fact that it was breaking through the walls. He's the one that started playing with it in his spare time because while we were waiting for tests to run. He has a botany background. So he just started doing random experiments with the plant and found out that there was important, like there were active ingredients that might be of interest. Lynn was the one that did the additional testing before getting approval and found out that it was indeed functional. It could have cost us a few million credits if it went poorly,
that's
but
a
it went well.
convenient,
This was Lynn's
accusation
project.
to make now that you're the one pinned on the floor. Where is Lynn?
No, hold on. So what, Lynn found out about this and he's just afraid that he's going to be one of the sub-writers on the research that's getting this approved, and so he's trying to what? Get his name higher up? Or which corporation is it? I have to know. If you're going to kill me, at least let me know.
Lying Frait says, well, Lynn got torn apart by a few of these plant zombies, so there's not really much we can ask him now.
You can go ahead and roll a deception on that one just to confirm, but you have advantage
Okay.
because there's no reason why he wouldn't believe you. It's also why the DC is very low, so I don't know if you can fail this. I don't know what your modifiers are. Right, well, he goes, Oh. I still don't know what these creatures are that you're talking about, but even if he is a traitor, he doesn't deserve that.
Look, that shit you had in the box, that you had to keep above whatever temperature, several of those popped up in the facility, and I don't know how it started to spread originally, whether it was your shit or someone else's shit, but people started changing color and their physical composition changed. They were trying to drag people and throw them at this thing, and it had vines trying to suck them in there to who know the fuck what. So
Well, okay, that's like a layman's explanation of what it's actually happening
Graff
here.
also forgot you were in the room at this point, so he also fucking
yeah.
like jumped.
So she kind of stands up and she's like,
Actually,
I think I've yeah yeah literally and actually.
To be fair, I
It's-
am a layman, so
She's such a nerd. She was stealthing for her life and her reputation until there was such an actually. She couldn't. She's like,
Yeah.
actually.
She was like, oh wait, hold on. Hold on,
never
we're gonna
used
talk
her
about it.
way
I
out
see
of
some
stealth. Oh my God.
fake news inside of your comments here. I'm
Okay,
gonna fact check
you know,
actually.
I was gonna let it go when you guys were talking about plant things. They're technical terms for these things, but you know, once we get into the nitty gritty of it, it's a lot more specific than that. And honestly, I don't understand why Lynn, the head botanist here, and then why even hire me? Clearly, they didn't know what they were doing, because this is a lot bigger and a lot more involved than they originally figured. He just was experimenting on it willy-nilly. Like, you can't just look at a thorian and tell me that you can feel comfortable even getting close to it. Like, the nodes were popping up everywhere and everyone was getting anyway. Sorry.
Jerks is just gonna look at you incredibly confused.
The guy says, "Who are you?"
Botanist that they hired 2 days ago to come and fix your mess, apparently. Larrea.
Oh,
We will ask the questions.
nice to meet you. So
Yeah,
you work
it's-
for us?
Well, technically, I'm contracted. They wanted me to look into why it was spreading even further, and that's really all they told me beforehand. But as soon as I got here, I realized what was actually going on.
Thinks for a moment and says, "I don't know anything about that. It's been
Convenient.
looks up like tries to look up at you, but he's not exactly comfortably positioned to do so. And he's like,
we also know you've been using Reaper Tech, and you got Reaper Tech in the next floor down.
"What do you mean using Reaper tech?"
Oh, Jesus. How low are you on the totem pole? I thought maybe you were someone worth talking to.
I mean,
I think I might have stabbed the
one
one
of the most
that was worth
advanced.
talking to.
I'm in one of the most advanced laboratories in this system.
Okay, and you think what you're doing is for the betterment of people, you're enhancing, and there's no Reaper Tech, and there's no plant monsters upstairs. I got you, yeah.
I mean, you do realize that we at Binary Helix we make the electronics that people use to enhance this biotics to even be able to have biotics. The research at Binary Helix is one of the reasons why the Reapers have been able to be defeated so far. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just try to feed you the company Kool-Aid, but you're trying to play it off like I'm some sort of villain from what's that franchise?
No, you're the idiot who works for the villain that doesn't realize it. We
I
kind of
believe the
pieced that
word you're
together.
calling is a henchman.
To
Yeah.
be fair, a lot of the tech that they've created has been very influential and life-changing in some cases, but no, this in
Yeah,
particular
this is
goes a
also
little too
life-changing.
far.
I'd agree.
Once you're passing, or crossing the line of ethics here, when we're talking about altering people's minds for the betterment of society or whatever it is you're trying to do, it doesn't seem right. And using a Thorian is definitely not the way to do that, or the Reaper tech.
I
Well,
don't
let's
know
put it to you this
what a
way.
Thorian is. He says, like,
You kept
admit-
one. It's a fucking bush that you kept in a goddamn box across the hall.
Yeah,
the
subject
plant, yes.
P976321485.
Yeah, P9's a Thorian.
God, what a nerd.
P976413225.
I don't fucking know your goddamn designations. All right, villains, henchmen.
P976413225 Shadowcrawler.
But look, you might think that you're working on some kind of enhancement, but the truth of the matter is they're using your research combined with Reaper tech, combined with who knows what the fuck else, to not only figure out ways to enhance, but to unenhance, to make a workforce that does not require the maintenance of robots, but also doesn't have the free will of, well, I don't know if you still have it, but the rest of us here.
I
The
doubt it.
pains of sounding like a Hemlock album. That's speculative. You don't have proof. I take
What's your
offense to
favorite
that.
album?
Jesus
He says,
Christ.
I take offense to that. And indeed, what they're saying is true. I have all of the reviewed scientific research to prove it, and I have it to present to you here. And he comes over and has like a display chip to show the information, but Hemlock walks over and standing there holding it out like for somebody standing to take it. But the guy's like belly down on the floor with a hammer on his back. So he
Graff
can't really...
will realize that they're at a crossroads and help. You'll pull either Hemlock down or the research down.
You take the research down for the guy to read it. The guy looks at it and he's like, am I supposed to read this like this?
Yes.
He's like literally again
No,
belly
come on, let
down,
him
like
up.
cheek on the ground or whatever.
Let him sit, guys. It's fine.
Graff
You'll
will
hear
nod
another
at this.
heavy drawn sigh. There'll be no fun on this mission.
You guys let him up, and he
We
goes to look at
towed
the
up
thing.
like 400 people on the way here.
Not
Ugh,
enough.
You don't let me have any fun.
He
Not
reads like the
enough.
first. He must have only read for a couple of moments, the first like 3-4 sentences, whatever it might be, right? And then he stops, and you can see like, the way like he pinches the interacts with the module that's there. That he's looking at the file size, and he's like, "This is 7 terabytes of data. This isn't something I could just read right now."
Skip to the fucking good parts. Hemlock, just show him the fucking good parts.
Hemlock says, "I'll highlight," and like literally things like everything fades to like a what's it, like a not gradients, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like the opacity drops down to like 0.2 for most of it, but like the highlight things goes on, and so the guy will read and like read the different
While he's
things.
doing that, those syringes, I want to load one.
Mhm.
Just we could use these, I think.
Mhm.
Oh, Graff
and then
has
is
one
there
too.
any-
He grabbed one of them.
Good. Are there any restraints in there too, just in case?
He has some leopard print handcuffs in the drawer along with the syringes.
They actually don't have any restraints. That's one of the perks of the
Okay.
knockabout.
Okay.
Except
I
for
was
the
just gonna
leopard
tie
print.
up the unconscious guy, but that's okay. That's fine.
Cool.
So we'll leave it there. That's it.
It's going to take him several minutes, so I don't know if your characters want to do anything beyond what you just described over the several minutes while he's reading this.
I'll
I'm
just be
gonna make-
guarding him.
Yeah, just waiting, watching him, making sure he's not trying to.
I'm
pull
sure
something.
I've-
Actually, we'll probably read over his shoulder.
Rena, since you're like kind of over her shoulder reading, like I imagine it's one of those things like your hair falls forward. Oh, sorry, and then you're like as you're trying to read.
She's got the
He's
helmet
wearing
on.
a helmet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
Your
helmet,
helmet
is
falls
on.
forward. Oh, sorry.
Smacks him in the face.
What kind of nerd wears a bicycle helmet in the laboratory?
Bruh.
The nerd that wants to make sure that you have to engage with them about the fact that they ride their bike to work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've neither worked in LA or Boston or New York.
No, they got
or-
the speed suit with the backwards
Yep.
like aerodynamic helmet.
Yep.
They're like
I tried
stretching.
working in LA for a while, but the commute from Cincinnati was just fucking terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, so
Yeah? Go on. Tell us more. It's funny when it's not me choking and dying. Shit.
sorry. Yeah, joke bitch. So
Fuck you.
so the You're reading over his shoulder. You actually hear him mumble to himself, Rena, because like you're close enough to do so. He mumbles to himself, "Yeah, cherry pick the parts of the research you want me to read. That's not entirely. Where's the ethics in this? Read something.
We don't have enough lifetimes for you to leave 7 fucking terabytes. God damn it!
Well, he mumbled it to himself, so only Rena's character, who was leaning.
I
in.
have good in hearing.
I'm standing like right.
What's
I'm
up?
sitting
I'm right
right
there.
next to him.
Yeah. But again, he's like mumbling under his breath.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
what are we looking at this on? Is it?
She's peeking over her left shoulder. I'm holding a syringe on his right shoulder. We're both right there.
I'm the only
Is this
person in
like-
this room that wants to kill him. So
Rena, what were
Is
you
this
saying?
on his like Omni tool or
It's
what are we looking
like
at
a
this on?
data chip that has like an
Oh, is
omni,
it
that has like a
okay.
hollow display above it. Yep.
And she might even respond back like, if I mean, just select it here, and she'll like tap, like let the rest of it like show up. It's like, okay, we're trying to save time here, but if you wanted to see words in between, just do this.
He's like, because like what he was doing before him was occasionally he'll put like his hand behind it to increase like the be able to actually read it
That's
against
dumb.
the
Just
opacity.
oh my gosh, just change it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if he changes it, he gets stabbed. So like you could just change it, but he's like, I'm not exactly
Oh.
allowed to, you know.
Okay. Yeah. True.
So you're like, oh, let me just do this, beep, and he's like, thanks. By the way, so it still is the highlighted, if you will, like the areas that are meant to read or whatever, and kind of like reading through, and occasionally he'll make a comment under his breath and be like, oh sure, let's just toss the research somewhere that disgraced scientist. You know, like, you know, things like that as he's going through the thing, and just kind of has his own little minor commentary. But then they're also not just negative. He'll do other things that says, well, that is technically something that was supposed to be completed in research, but it got cut for time. And then like, so you can see like he's kind of going back and forth. Like several
is he
minutes
mainly
go
just
by.
talking to himself, or is he making these notions to one of us?
He's literally mumbling under his breath.
Okay.
To himself as he's just trying to like digest the information. Listen, as somebody who literally mumbles to themselves as they digest like heavy information, I'm just saying it's normal, I swear. Moving on. So he so eventually gets to, we'll say, the bottom, but like it's already been almost 8-9 minutes of him skimming and trying to read as much as possible, but there's no way he can properly get an analysis of this in that short period of time. He would take hours.
An
and
analysis.
hours.
It's gonna show me he doesn't know everything.
Yeah, but so he looks it over, and finally he'll just like, even when Rena's like in the middle of a sentence, he just like drops his hand down. So he like drops his hand down and he looks up and he says, I'll say this. Yeah, there was some additional studies that were done that we didn't get to or didn't even think of doing, or whatever the case may be. I will give it that credit. However, the credibility of some of the people involved in this research and the what methods did they use? Like, how is it that they came about this? I wasn't able to read the methodologies used and all the different, bits of research that they did. This is something that could be opened up and reviewed and what have you, but I will say that there might be something here. I will open my minds to that. And then,
Wow, thanks. We were hoping you would.
Hemlock will chime in and say, I do want to point out that the disgraced scientists that you are referencing, if you look at their track record, literally every one of them are the scientists that have been disgraced from prior butting of heads with binary helix directly. And so he'll chime in and say, sounds like a motive, or at least a reason to intentionally denounce research done by binary helix, or people that have spoken truth before and binary helix tried to silence them. He shrugs and says, I'm in no position to argue.
Yep, that we agree. Anything else? We kind of got a, train to catch.
He says,
Anything else was not to him, it was to the group.
Strix being dense, we do.
Graff will ignore Strix and wait to see if anyone else has anything they want to say to him or ask
Sorry, I
him.
like that. He'll say, Frait will say, well, agree or disagree. It's happening. Not too far from here. If you want, you can tag along, as long as you promise not to run at first sight of a working elevator.
You're saying that there's some sort of monsters that the people turned into that killed other people. because of what's happened down here. I want to see that with my own eyes.
Well, the monsters that y'all created are a little, I think, different. He'll look to Larrea and be like, "That's a different thing, right?" And he'll look to Hemlock at the same time, like,
I'll let
I'm not a
Rena
fucking
answer first if
scientist.
she wants.
He's looking at both of them,
Did
kind
I
of
s-
like.
so I mean I saw obviously the Thorian creatures, but I don't know that I've seen the husks or anything like that.
You didn't see the other people acting weird, no, because you were
No.
Yeah, because you were unconscious,
Yeah.
or
Okay,
or
yeah.
in other rooms
So
or
then
what have you.
so she would say, I only saw the creatures that the Thorian creates. So the people that they used to be, or what they are now. But anyway, I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Hemlock, the Thorian plant people are different than the this guy zombie people, right?
I cannot be for certain. I cannot be certain. But what I can say is that the encountering of these people, the changing of color of their skin, the attempting to feed a plant, that was not in any of my research or anything that I had viewed beforehand. The presence of Larrea, that's also is beyond the scope of what I understand. I will speculate that they are indeed different. I don't know how different, though, as both of them are simply controlling the minds of others to do work for something.
Yeah, what he said. So, Frait, I guess, made you an offer. He'll say as he like pulls the syringe he was about to stab the guy in the neck with away.
And
Up to you.
Freight's like, keep it up, just in case.
He says, yeah, I want to see what you're saying is true.
All right, well, you got to help us get out of here without setting off a bunch of alarms, because we had to knock out your friend over there. We're not really looking to
Can I run an insight check to just see if this guy's actually like being as honest with? I think for me, I would be extremely sus.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm not proficient in insight, so I'm just gonna believe him.
God.
And so
You
are
do
you.
not believe him at all.
Shit.
You think
Oh.
that this guy is absolutely just trying to play the hapless scientist? That is.
I was gonna say that's kind of what I would probably be thinking anyway, but now that I'm definitely thinking that, I'm gonna chime back up.
Too.
This guy's clearly his back is up against the wall. He'll say anything to get out of this situation.
Rena, you 100% think this guy is a professional scientist that's genuinely just trying to do research that they believe in. However, clearly drank the Kool-Aid a little bit too hard and clearly has a lot of ambitions because they're still young. They're only in their 30s and humans live to like 150. Clearly young and ambitious and trying to make a mark on the world. Oh, my research, my name's on that. Oh, what did he go over there? Because he wanted his name higher up on the things that he's talking about there. This person, yes, they're not intentionally bad, but because they are young and trying to leave a mark and trying to make get their feet under them in the their world, their field of research, they're also probably turning a blind eye or being a little bit more careless than they otherwise should be with the research they're doing. So not intentionally bad, not bad by any, but young and careless. The two of you are getting polar opposite reads. Maliciously trying to manipulate us. Honestly, is just manipulated himself to being dumb. Continue.
Well, I want to get a read on him too.
You believe him that he's being honest. You also think that he's kind of just a young, dumb know-it-all.
So per usual,
Okay.
Strix says something he feels about somebody, and I'm just like,
I mean,
Strix
I've
wants to beat
been.
someone up.
You guys have noticed I've been like off about this guy the entire time.
And Freight's been playing good cop, so I think Frait kind of leaning towards trusting him enough. But what he'll say is,
Yes, friends.
Strix, how about we have a little bit of a compromise here? What if, how about you watch him, and if he gets out of line, you do what you need to.
He'll look to the rest of the group.
I mean, that's fine. I think this guy is just a little naive and dumb for smart guy.
You'll see the grip on my hammer. All you guys all have really high perceptions. If you didn't say that, I was gonna bash this dude. I was gonna straight up just end this dude's life. You'll see the grip on my hammer kind of lessen, and the hammer kind of slowly fall back to the ground. Fine. And he'll kind of just get up and like go to the other side of the room.
Look, in case
Clearly he's got an attitude, but like I think it's because it's everyone against him kind of a thing. He's being a bratty teenager.
you can come with us
Thanks
and
for
see what's
clarifying.
going on, but I wouldn't try slipping past us. We don't want things to get messy, but when the plant people attacked, I mean, there's a body of like 20. There's a hallway of like 20 people upstairs that we left in our wake. So we are more than capable, even if you do have a pocketed syringe or squirt gun or something.
No, check my body. I've got nothing. I've got a wallet. No medals. You know, per the rules of. But yeah, nothing.
All right.
I'm not even allowed to bring my Omni tool.
Well, if you want everyone else on this floor to end up okay, like we also want, then help us get out of here without there being a mess.
He nods and you know, he'll like start to get up or whatever it is, assuming he's allowed to. And
Graff will look to Frait as kind of like this okay?
Yeah, he nods back.
he says, I don't know how best to help get you out of here. None of you have any clearance to be this level. I mean, even around this level, none of you have clearance. I don't know how the hell it is you even got down here. And if anybody on this level specifically, if we all know each other, so if somebody sees you, they're gonna know you don't belong, because this is the highest level of clearance. There are no levels beneath this one. This is it. So
Freight points to him and points to Larrea and says, then why don't you two lead?
And anybody questions you, we were sent down here because of a contamination outbreak. And if they have any questions, go check whatever floor they were on, Scott, where all of the plant people were that we had to like take out.
that was the ones that we killed everybody. There was 2 floors up, or was it 1 floor up? It was just above where you are. Go ahead.
Tell them to check out 2 floors up, and they'll see the contamination. Y'all had one of the Thorians down here. We had to make sure this area was secure because of their contamination and outbreak.
He nods and says, "Yeah, I can do that." It looks, you know, points over to the guy on the ground. John, gonna be okay? I know you said yeah, but he also hasn't moved any.
Graff will go like check his vitals. I guess it's probably a medicine check.
This guy's not young. He got fucked up pretty hard. Doing like a good scan of his vitals, and because of the condition that he was put in, the guy actually also doesn't have like a really good heart. So like the way that he got hit so bad, it's like, ooh. It's like, he'll be fine, like he'll recover, but it's one of those things where it's like, ooh, that's why he went down so quick and easy. He certainly wasn't the competence of Freight.
He's old, not the healthiest, but he's alive. He'll be fine.
He might still be here when we're out, so if you want to check on him, you can.
Once you see what's up 2 floors, you're probably going to get the fuck out of here and forget this place exists. But let's move on. Next order of business. I'll kind of look to Hemlock. Like, what's next?
Where to next, Hemlock?
We got your shit. We
I was
got
gonna say
your...
this has got to be long enough that the download and all that's done, right?
Hemlock says, well, the next order of business is a tad more complicated. I do agree that the more of us that are walking around is going to cause more problems. So whether we be subdividing into smaller groups, or if we just all want to move easily, that is all fine. I will try to make this travel much easier. This chassis will stay here. And then like his chest opens up and the drone, I think the living one is the
recon one, I
the
think.
recon drone, right? So the recon drone will kind of like come back out of the chest again and says, all the research has been downloaded into the recon drone, into this drone here. It has what's needed. I will remain behind and complete my task.
All right, just Make sure you don't find
Rena,
yourself in a.
Your insight is high enough that Wade's character is actually not with a 15. Your insight's high enough that you realize complete his task is not going to be a subtle activity. It's going to be
because they talked about destroying the whole place.
He knows the plan abort.
Frait just says, just make sure we have enough time to get out.
This is. I have no intentions of bringing any harm to anybody in the building.
Yeah, do what you gotta
He's
do.
lying.
I was gonna say, what's my insight on that one?
He's most likely just going to destroy this room. I mean, Rena, you didn't see him fight at all, did you?
Except for the drone that he sent down, like the elevator shaft, I guess. But I didn't see that. I don't think.
Yeah, you didn't
I
see
just
that.
It was
know
hidden.
it happened.
Yeah. So, Messi's character, did you see him fight?
Yeah,
Did you
I
see him use the
think-
fire
'cause we were all in the hallway, right?
Yeah, all 4 of us have seen it.
Yeah, and I've seen the
All but-
incinerator
okay, so
thing
you
that he
see the
used and all that.
So
Yeah.
you know that this is a very cold area, and the type of incineration that he uses, even though you're thinking, oh, hot and cold, it actually reacts with cold very well, allowing like rapidly accelerating the defrosting of extremely cold things. With the chemical, the specific chemical used for the incinerate power, if done the right way, can actually allow that steam to almost like the energy in the reaction is so great that it can detangle the oxygen from the hydrogen and the steam coming off and allow the oxygen to be ignited, making a pretty explosive reaction. This is if you have the incinerate power and you look at one of the enhancements or upgrades or whatever it's called, advancements, you can actually frozen condition does XYZ. It's
Yeah, I remember Tyler mentioning that.
yeah, he has that. So you're like, oh, he's literally gonna blow up this entire fucking frozen room.
Freight points to the knocked out guy on the floor and says, he makes it out okay.
Looks at them and says, I will not be able to remove him.
Graff
You'll hear
throws the guy over his
Strix.
shoulder.
You'll hear Strix just sigh really loudly. He'll grab him by the ankle and just drag this guy out.
Oh, now mind you, there's still a security checkpoint right there just to get through this. All those security checkpoints technically have a dude inside the door.
What's the hostages? What's our new friend's name?
You never even asked. Well, if you asked, it wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't ask.
Well, I will grab his ID badge and look at it.
Scott,
Staring at it.
because I'm so big and this guy is so small, can I act like he's a puppet and like, hey
You wanna
Jeff,
shove your hand up
how's
his
it
ass?
go? Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just
We
the
can have
unconscious
Bernie's-
old guy with heart problems?
Yeah.
He's got,
Wow.
like,
Look at
blood
me,
coming out of
I'm
his shirt.
Scott. I don't know, blah, blah.
Okay. So the
I
guy.
think I'm-
So Messy, to answer your question about the guy that's standing there and talking the whole time, it says Shide, and then when you look above it, it says Tyler, and you're like, oh, okay. So, Dr. Tyler Shide is the scientist here.
Dr. Scheid, is there a bathroom nearby we could stuff this guy in?
He hears this, kind of like putting 2 and 2 together of the various things, and frowns and says, there's a facility just outside the room down the hall, so you don't have to go too far from the. It's down the hall on the right. Second door.
All right, we'll do it on the way then.
Strix, carry him a little bit more carefully. The dude, he's old.
He'll grab him by the shirt and pinky out. Is good enough?
Like a kitten, like you're
Yeah,
picking him up by the
yeah.
scruff.
Uzi
Treat him like you
answers
treat
no.
a fragile bottle of hot sauce, and just don't drop him or hurt him.
Those will
Hot
start
sauce
kind
you
of like.
don't want shaken
So
or poured.
I did a tea party with Rory and Brittany recently. Pat, these tiny fucking teacups, and so I just kept putting my pinky
Were they?
out.
Did they fit you perfectly?
Fuck you. I was like, I'm classy. I got my pinky out.
He was
And
like,
so
whoa.
everything I did was my pinky out when I poured the
Rory's
tea.
got her pinky out, and Scott's like two-handing, trying to get the thing to
No.
sip it.
These little fucking things. So I'm like, so I'm doing that, and like I'm like drinking the tea, pouring the tea. At one point in time, I put my hand up to my mouth and I just belched, just like massive, large belch, like, "Bleh." Like, see, classy. I got my pinky out.
Very
That's how it
classy.
works. You're being gentle. You're being classy. You get your pinky out.
You're like the barbarian's ex-boyfriend
was-
in the Dungeons and
Oh.
Dragons movie.
Oh, wait. Oh.
I get to meet what's his name? God, what's that actor's name? I love him.
The Rocket Raccoon, yeah.
Yeah, Rocket
Bradley
Raccoon.
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Cooper.
Owen Wilson. He
Yes.
walks around saying, "Wow."
Yeah, Rory's having a tea party. She like goes to take a sip, pinky out, and Scott's like climbing into the cup trying to sip.
Oh wait, no, you mean you mean because I'm short. No, I thought you meant like that character because he's such a sweet person. Oh my god.
He's very sweet and very
Yeah,
short.
that's what I meant. Scott, keep
Oh
dreaming.
my god. I thought you were saying because his personality, because like he's like the best.
I was wondering why you were
character.
so excited. I was like,
Oh
man,
my
he's finally
God.
embracing
You're
it.
saying I'm a
really
fucking
happy about
ass.
Nice. Yeah, he's on the same page. He knows.
Oh my
Hermione
god.
doesn't know.
He's like, I love Bradley Cooper. I'd love to be Rocket Raccoon.
I loved him in Hot Tub
and we're
Time
all like
Machine.
short.
All right, so
I'm
fast
Bradley
forward, we're
Cooper after
stuffing
he
this
takes
guy
the
into
pill,
a stall.
Okay, that's what I am. Bradley Cooper pops the pill, pupils
buddy.
dilate. That's me, baby.
You turn into the mini Hulk.
Yes.
So fast forward, we made it to the
Like
bathroom.
Baby Godzilla.
No, not fast forward. Again,
Oh.
you have to walk out a security checkpoint door, which has a guard.
Wait, to
in
get to
it.
the bathroom?
Yeah, you can't get in and out of this facility here without the security checkpoint.
There's no bathroom in the facility, really. That sucks.
No, God,
You can see where everybody shits in the corner.
That'd be filthy. It'd also be
if-
cold.
if
You should've
we
taken-
know
you
we
should've
have
whipped
to
your
go
dick
to the
out to
security
piss, and it'd be so
checkpoint-
shriveled you wouldn't be able to. Like you gotta go out there and like warm it
Security-
up first.
Security checkpoint, they're probably more concerned about keeping people out. They don't assume that someone's already gotten in, so he's probably facing the other direction, right?
So as I've described all the security checkpoints the whole time, they're inside like a side room.
So it's
that's-
like probably like built into the hallway.
yeah,
It's like an
yeah,
airlock.
Yeah. And you walk through a
Yeah.
hallway that has like a whole bunch of
But I
stuff that, like,
imagine
looks
we're
you
on the
over.
side you'd access it from because they would.
Oh,
on the
I
safer
understand what
side
you're
of
saying.
the
You're
checkpoint.
saying, can I just walk up to that door and open it and go hi? Yes. To answer that,
Okay.
yes, there's a
So-
closed door, but you could just walk up to that door. Yes.
Graff will look at Frait, nod to the syringes, and kind of be like,
Just one.
I think he was.
Oh, I
suggesting
have one,
you
don't I?
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
"You grabbed some."
right.
Yeah, I thought you grabbed like a handful of them.
I
would
love it.
grab
It was
the
like,
one 'cause I
hey,
was
this is
gonna
the idea.
knock
You're
the
like,
guy out,
good
but-
idea. You go take care of it. And he's like, don't you turn invisible? And you're like,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
I do that.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
like,
That's
you're
my
literally our
superpowers.
stealthy, sneaky guy. Like, this is literally right up your
Oh
alley.
yeah.
while they're
All
having
right,
this
I will
conversation,
sneak-
Strix
Don't
is like,
you
I
also
got
have-
this.
Don't you also have like perfect memory?
Yes.
Oh my
and I
god.
have-
Oh my god, Pat.
And
I know
have
you have
this
to like
guy's...
sit and think about it, but can't you like photographic memory like everything in your life?
You ever see Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah,
I
you
got a
have
brain blast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow,
we
I
got a
gotta
little POV of it
think.
going into your ear.
Yeah. Scott, hello. Does that key card I got from the knocked out guy open this door? I wouldn't make too much sense to me, but maybe. We have some clearance, right? We have clearance from a guard before too, don't we? From previous guards.
Yes, that was
Did
the,
we
the,
do
the
that?
couple
I'm trying
levels
to
up.
remember.
There was the one that happened to be a leader there. Wade used that to get into the room that otherwise would have been locked when Rena was screaming for help.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll see if that one opens this door. I guess I'll just try. I'll just walk into it. I'll
Yeah, yeah.
try.
So you go over, door opens. Do you turn invisible or are you
Oh, no.
just going to try to be quick?
Yes, I would turn invisible. Yeah.
Yeah. So then door opens up. You go to open the door and the guy's like, you can't use this no matter if you, what the hell? He stands up and like looks at the door because the door opens and nobody's there. And he's like, that is weird.
I'm gonna stab him before he can get up.
Well, I was saying he already kind of
I'm
like
just-
got
There
So,
are
like, as
things
he's
in this
getting up,
world
he's
that
just like-
can't be explained. Explain.
Messy. It's an attack roll with advantage.
Yeah. I know. I'm just worried that I won't have enough damage to take him out in one hit. But
It's not
with
damage.
syringe,
You're
okay.
you're poisoning him.
that's right. What is
Don't
the
you
roll
have like
for that?
perfect memory? Like
No,
you
I
just
don't. What's the
roll. I think
for
he
that?
has to make a Constitution save, but that's
No, he's just gonna fail.
But I have to- I have to hit him with an attack, right?
He's just gonna drop.
the melee attack him and hit, make the needle contact his skin and inject.
So it'd be
Just 'cause
strength.
you have to get a right. You have to get a good spot, but you have advantage because
I imagine it'd be your normal melee. So if you can use Dex, I imagine Dex or Strength probably.
just literally
Dex,
click your sword.
alright. Oh, okay. Just click my sword. All right. That works for me. Advantage with my Omni Blade.
20.
20.
Damn.
I assume you're
God,
happy.
a
with 20.
9? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm happy with the 20. That sounds good.
Yep. You get the
This
guy
guy
in
has
the
a
neck,
shield.
and he's like, oh, what the? As he goes to grab
Since you made
for
an
it.
attack roll, do you appear right in front of him as it like?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so he goes, he
Yeah.
feels something hit his neck, and he goes to grab for it, and he feels something, and he's like, ah, and he looks, and like you start to like your whole body does that like weird shimmer thing as you come into view, and he blinks, he's like, no,
Right back.
fuck, and he like reaches over and tries to like click a like the alarm button, but your character with your other hand easily just like swats his hand to the side, and you just kind of like grab him and lower him into the seat. He's like, who the
That'd be so scary.
fuck are?
Could you imagine
That'd be the most terrifying thing. Yeah.
if your job was just to sit at a desk all day and then suddenly the door opens and there's an invisible guy stabbing you with a needle? And then
Yeah,
as you're
it's-
passing out,
it's
trying to
like
hit the
FNAF.
alarm, and he's just like, no, no, no. Just
Yeah.
like putting you in the corner. I'd piss myself probably. Did he piss himself? Can we roll to see if he pissed himself?
Do you want to sniff? He's
No, I
wearing
just
dark
wanna- I just
pants,
wanna
so
know.
he's wearing dark pants.
I would piss. If it were me, yeah, hand me that. If it were me, I'd piss myself.
Okay, but he's not in a pool. So I have to ask, do you sniff?
No, I don't smell.
Okay.
I have no sense of smell actually.
Okay.
Canon.
Then I can't answer your question.
I do have a shirt though that says I pee in bottles. What's
Well,
your
can you just-
superpower?
I was gonna say, can you just grab his pants? But that would be a weird thing to do. Never mind. Can we just move on?
He's also dressed to be warm because he's also like next to, even though his room is a heater. It's
Yeah,
next to. Like,
I'll
warm.
open the security checkpoint from this side so everyone can cross.
Yep. So it's literally one of those things you do, same as before. You just quickly override so any of the alarms that go
Oh.
off just don't get pinged out.
Yeah, I forgot I had to roll for that previously.
No.
Did you roll
You're-
for that
you're-
now?
You're,
You're okay?
You're
Alright.
good because you've done it, I think, 2 or 3 times now. So
Cool.
I don't even think I had you roll for it coming into this room. So anyways, you beep, and they all walk out. Takes 2 seconds. They walk by, and then you just go out the door or whatever it is the other side, and are able to be back in the hallway. So.
He's coughing a lot today. Can you make coffee? You gotta
What's his
soothe
favorite
the
Pokemon? Coughing.
vocal coughing. Yeah, that's good. What about wheezing?
I mean, when I go to bed at night, I still spend like a solid 2 hours coughing before I fall asleep. It sucks.
Probably all the smoke. All the smoke coming out of your ears.
Because your lungs are too small to even hold smoke particles. Got 'em.
Gonna say because he's thinking too much, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, we were on the same page.
There was a sick burn.
So we drop off the
Blade.
scientist at a bathroom.
It's a really sick burn. So if you remember, this bottom floor has so many people in it. It intentionally is very, very heavily guarded. So you guys can walking out and you're like, okay, all we have to do is get to the second door, and then we have this person
Wait.
here. And we're...
From the security checkpoint, can I use electronics to trigger an alarm somewhere else?
Wait, can't we just leave the scientist in the security checkpoint with the?
Oh, that's a good
security
idea.
dude? Just drop
Yeah,
him
we
off
should do
here.
that.
If this is room safe from the thing, then that it would be safe for both.
Graff,
of
I
us.
like the way you think.
You don't know if it's going to be safe, but you can assume.
Well, I mean, we're leaving the guard's body here anyway, so
He
no
said
reason
his
to pull him
goal
out of
was
the
not to
ice
hurt
room.
anybody, so this is
Right.
outside, down the hall a little bit.
Well- we should lay them together so they're like cuddling.
Like,
I could okay.
No,
Scissoring?
what? Is that a cuddle?
Well, the scissors a type of cuddle, I suppose. Chat,
hand in
can you
hand?
can we have actually, Messy? Can you do a poll? Is scissoring a type of cuddling?
No, I'm not a mod.
Oh shit, you're not a mod. I never modded you. I gotta mod you so somebody can unmod you.
Writing
Slash
you up for that
mod.
one.
Messy
Wait, who?
was taken.
Yeah.
Rena, can you make that poll for us?
Damn
Is
it.
scissoring a type of cuddle?
Yeah. Who else is modded here? I'll do it. Slash. Ban. Lost initiative. Nope. Says I can't do it.
No, doesn't work.
Sorry.
Fine, I'll make it a thing. Slash.
No one vote on it, please. If you see a poll appear on your screen, just ignore it. Please do not vote. Even one vote, we can be like, oh, Scott voted for it, you know? But if it's 2 votes, then we already know it's somebody else. So
I might have to go get like a cough drop or something. I might need like a quick 2 or 3 minutes.
I gotta
if that's
pee really
okay.
bad too.
Yeah, and I sent the new layover to Scott. So quick break, everybody.
Can we take a quick 5, Scott?
Yeah, sure. We can take a quick 5-minute break.
We
Yeah,
take
if
a
you
Type
actually need
5 or a
one.
loose 6.
I could literally.
Yeah,
go upstairs.
I legit might need. To
Yeah,
go
no,
get
okay,
something
cool.
after
So we'll do that, and then we'll come to the next part of this. That sounds great, actually.
I
Cool.
normally don't need a break, but I could use just a minute to.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
pee really bad.
I also feel like shit. Let's go with it.
All right,
Sweet.
bye.
Be right back. Scissors.